fellas. We can be that mistake. Let's do this. What it do, y'all?
What's going on, guys?
We are Embrace the Suck 21.
Yes, we are.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Daniel.
Coming at you with Tony Stewart, Lewis Hamilton.
Seat swap.
Seat swap. It is combining two worlds that you're kind of new to, and one world that I am very familiar with, and one that I've been introduced to through the great folks of ETS 21.
Yes.
So I when I saw this in the suggestions, there's a lot longer version of this, which will probably go more in depth on it. But it was like 45 minutes long.
Holy shit! No.
We don't have time for that.
No.
So we're gonna hopefully get the gist of it in a 9-minute video. Tony Stewart, he wasn't one of my favorites, but I respected the hell out of him. Had a big, larger-than-life personality. Always was racing. Always, was down to beat and bang on the track.
You gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah.
If you're in the game, when someone like me knows a name, like he's been in it and doing it.
Yeah, like you recognize Tony Stewart.
I'm like, okay, Tony Stewart, cool.
Yeah.
Like the petty guy. I know who he is. I always get confused with Tom and Richard.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're the same.
Yeah, exactly.
One's a NASCAR driver, the other one sells records.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, obviously, recognize Lewis Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Who can't recognize him? But that's enough jibber-jatter.
When was this?
It's like 2011, I want to say, 2012.
Damn, so this is when he was like 20?
Yeah, when he was very young.
When he was like, yeah. That's crazy. All right, let's do it.
Let's just dive in. This is Watkins Glen up in upper state New York.
Huh.
So let's just dive in, man. Speed channel. R.I.P.
I found it interesting, the conversation between Tony Stewart and Lewis Hamilton about the brakes a while ago. These Sprint Cup Series cars, it's cast iron rotors with 4-piston calipers, pretty much all the brake that the 4.5-inch offset inside that wheel will take.
Yeah, absolutely. And very, very different in the Formula One car, where it is fundamentally sintered carbon. And it takes about 6 months to produce a carbon brake disc. They start off with a cobweb of rayon and then fire carbon atoms at it in a furnace. Get the thing unbelievably hot, but you do end up with incredibly efficient brakes. But you're right, Larry, when we were listening to the two guys talking there, they're having tremendous fun. They've obviously got great respect for each other, and when they're just trying to feed that little bit of information off each other about the brakes, they are very, very different. Lewis will find it extremely different in this car here, because just lifting off the throttle in a Formula One car with the aero drag across the wings, you get massive retardation even before you touch the brake pedal. The thing that strikes me, Larry, straight off is how very different the driving position is between the Formula One car and the Impala, where Lewis is now having to sit very upright with the steering wheel very close to him.
Lewis and Tony are talking it over.
Steve, I got to believe the other difference is Lewis Hamilton, I think, sits right in the middle of that Formula One car. Now he's all the way over to the left side.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's right. That must be weird as shit.
Yeah. You're in the middle of an F1 car, just open wheel car in general.
Right. You're like, as a driver, you know your car.
Yeah. You know your center of gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that is your world.
Yeah.
And you know every inch around your world.
Right.
This must be like fucking so weird.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got it, spatial awareness is just big in this, and it's a big, stock car. It's like an actual street car. So
the equivalent of this is like if you're used to driving a Mini Cooper, and you borrow your friend's F-350.
Yes, exactly. This is the NASCAR is the F-350, and the Mini is the F1 car.
Yeah, and you're like, holy shit. Driving doesn't change.
Right,
Driving is driving.
Right, exactly. It's
but it's a different fucking world.
It's a whole another animal there.
That's crazy, dude. I you know what's funny? Like, before all this shit, and I mentioned this, like, that's what I thought it was. Like, and you can't fault me for it. 90% of people that aren't into motorsports think the same way.
Right, exactly.
That's no different than F1. Why it has wheels and a fucking motor and a steering wheel. Mm-hmm. But knowing how intense each of these sports is, it's like going from track and field to fucking rugby.
Exactly.
They're still sports. Mm-hmm. They're just different.
Oh yeah, very different. I'm glad you're getting the appreciation of it, man.
Yeah. I'm no longer in the camp of it's not a sport. It's not a stick and ball sport like everyone else would say.
It's a motorsport.
It's a motorsport.
Still a sport.
Mm-hmm. Here's the part of the track Tony was warning him about, the bus stop chicane. Watch the brakes.
That'll get you.
Yeah, just heard Lewis Hamilton on the radio there saying this is absolutely wicked. I mean, he is having a lot of fun.
Saw him hit a little bit of the curbing there in the second corner of the bus stop. That's something the stock cars fight there a lot when we race there.
I was impressed there with how Tony was helping Lewis get into the car. I heard Lewis say, you know, how do I start it up? I mean, something so fundamental, but when you're from a different series, wow, you're on a very, very steep learning curve.
Yeah, someone cranks the Formula One car for you.
That's right. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey, your buddy here is starting to lap a little quicker than you. You're going to have to get back in that thing, prove your right to own it.
Don't worry, I still pay the checks on it, so I'm pretty sure I'm all set there. But no, he's doing a really good job. It's fun. He's out there chatting on the radio and having a big time. So that's what it's all about today.
Oh, he heard it.
I didn't hear you. You want me to do what? Sorry, radio problem. No.
He doesn't want to get out. He's having way too much fun
here. He does not want to come in, guys. That is sure.
They may actually have to block the track to get him off. He's definitely getting a little more and a little more aggressive with this stock car.
That's so awesome.
Quicker still, 2:11 unofficially.
No problem.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's safe to say Lewis Hamilton is appreciating his first visit to Watkins Glen after finishing his Number 1 Office Depot Sprint Cup car. He did a donut and spoke with Ralph Shaheen.
All right. Well, Lewis, what did you think of that?
I think we have to swap jobs.
Really? You ready to come race over here at Daytona and Darlington and places like that?
I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, you never know. You never know. I tell you what, I loved it so much. The car is fantastic.
Listen to the...
I hope
that's coming from someone
from
that
England.
drives a goddamn space shuttle.
Yeah.
like that dude drives a fighter jet.
Yes. I mean,
F1 guys in my book are more like pilots.
Yes.
Than drivers.
Those things are just like, and you know, you there's little to no room for error with those things, those Formula One cars, and like now, granted, this is in 2011 when the that was the Gen 5 car. They had that was from 2007 to 2012, I want to say. Then 2013 was the Gen 6, and now we have the next gen car, which with all the changes it's made, I can't name them all off the top of my head. That car races better on road courses. And the fact that NASCAR is becoming more and more popular, and Lewis Hamilton seems to be winding down his years in F1. I wouldn't be surprised to see Lewis Hamilton come over and do NASCAR sometime soon.
And he would bring everyone.
He would.
Or he would bring half the camp.
He would. He would bring...
It's just like... Because everyone's split on him.
Yeah. He's a divisive figure in F1, despite all of his success and how much he's transcended Formula One.
You either like him or you hate him.
Exactly. There's no in between.
Yep.
I know in the comments of our channel, they've been very divisive
it's
on Lewis
split.
Hamilton.
Everyone likes Senna. Everyone respects Senna. Rest in power. But Hamilton is split.
Mm-hmm. Not as split as Max Verstappen.
No.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
The fact that we're throwing those names out means we've come a long way.
We sure have. We sure have.
So this is now Stewart racing Hamilton's car.
Yes, yes.
Holy crap.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Sound of 800 plus horsepower, revving to 18,000 RPM, and nobody's happier about it than the guy in that Formula One McLaren, two-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Tony Stewart, living the dream.
Doesn't look like he's going to feel it out. Looks like he's going straight to speed.
Yeah, he was in 7th gear at the top of the S's. Here's the part of the track that he doesn't know well, the boot at Watkins Glen International.
You know, we talked at the top of the show, Tony has a lot of open wheel experience. In fact, he won the Izod IndyCar Series Championship in 1997, but there were no road courses on the schedule then.
That's right. And of course, all of his dirt track experience, including multiple USAC championships, were on oval tracks.
You'll see here, right in the middle of the screen, the transmission number, which ratio is in. 7-speed box. And as we were talking about earlier on, Larry, in the McLaren, Tony will be changing up with his right hand and down with his left hand. You can sometimes just see the driver's hands just playing with the pedal at the back.
Lewis Hamilton looking on from the pit wall. And Tony's dad.
Nelson. Yeah. Hangs out a lot with Tony these days.
So, 4th gear, 5th gear. The lights at the top of the dash you see flashing across the top are upshift lights to give the driver an idea of exactly when to change gear. Because these things rev so high, as we were saying before, there's very...
Yeah. In a NASCAR, you have to kind of hear the engine roaring. And, like, there's, like, an indication on them now, but... You know, back in the day, you just had to hear how much it was revving to know when to shift. Yeah, and this is some advanced level shit back in 2011 or 2012, whenever this was.
So shift on the red or green?
Like, on the red.
Got it. And then,
very little lag.
So he's coming into this with experience.
Yeah.
Not like Hamilton, who's all he knows is this.
Right.
So that's a bigger jump.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I wonder. Anyway.
No.
It's like you couldn't take a 100% NASCAR driver. What I'm trying to say is, he's accustomed to this.
Yeah.
Not everyone is accustomed to driving an F1 car.
Right.
He's coming with experience.
Yeah. Tony Stewart can get into any kind of car and win. Like, you can get into a golf cart and win.
Yep.
That's how he is.
Got it.
The things pick up revs incredibly quickly, so the drivers like to have a visual cue as well as when to snatch that next gear.
Just hearing the sound of these engines, this engine reverberating off the trees, I've always thought bringing Formula One back to Watkins Glen International would be a race that would need no promotion, because there are multiple generations of U.S. fans out there who would be here in a heartbeat with friends and family to see Formula One back at the Glen.
I guarantee you the grin underneath that helmet right now is gleaming on Tony Stewart's face.
And tit for tat, Tony gets in, first hot lap, 5 seconds quicker than the 150 that Lewis did in wet conditions.
Wow.
1 minute 42 last time around, an improvement for Smoke as he comes to grips with this strange technology, averaging about 120 miles an hour.
And Bob, if I'm looking at my numbers right, the fastest time ever set by a Formula One car at Watkins Glen back in 1980, a minute 33.29.
1980.
So considering the damp racetrack, Tony's doing just fine.
Yeah. Never run the boot before, and on wet tires, wet weather tires.
Yeah.
Now, this is a 3-year-old car, and the march of technology in Formula One is such that there's a lot this car doesn't have.
Man, that's one of the coolest experiences of my life right there.
You know, I know you've driven so many different cars throughout your life. In fact, this week you drove sprint cars and stock cars and modifieds on the dirt, and now this. How good of an experience was this overall for you in your life of racing?
Well, you know, when you grow up as a kid and you start racing go-karts, you never dream that that's the level that you can get to, and you never dream that you even will have an opportunity to do what we just did today. And just so thankful to Lewis and his team. They've made this so easy from the day we got here yesterday, and it just was so much fun. And Lewis's information is spot on. I'd be honored to have him as a teammate.
What surprised you the most about the car?
Everybody told me how good the brakes would be on these, and I knew it would be good. I just didn't realize they were going to be that good. So I would say that, and just it just handles so nice. I mean, it's fun to have downforce once again.
And oh, by the way, he beat you in the Cup car, but you were faster than him overall out there. So you got that little dirt track. You can invite him to that.
I think we both got it by default on a dry track when we both went out, but. Yeah, absolutely. It would be fun. If as much fun as he had in the Cup car, I would love to get him Del Door in a dirt car. I think he would have a blast.
All right, Lewis, what do you think? The invitation's out. Want to go learn how to run a sprint car?
Yeah, I mean, Tony's been fantastic today and to let us come down here today, and I'm so glad that I was able to.
I mean, could you imagine the amount of paperwork between both camps that need to be signed?
Yeah.
To even, touch the other's vehicle?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I would love to see Lewis in a dirt car. That would be amazing.
Dude,
Lewis, get your ass to America.
I don't know.
Show him what's up in a NASCAR and some sprint cars.
I feel like the complexity between both is there in their own respective camps, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's a more massive physicality of NASCAR.
Yeah.
Than there is the technicality of F1.
Right. The technicality is in the car for F1, and the technicality is in the driver for NASCAR.
Yeah, that's where I'm. Like, if NASCAR is surgery, F1 is brain surgery.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
You know, they're both fucking in their lanes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and not a lot of crossover can be done. But
right.
I feel like if you're a top tier driver. You're a top tier driver. That's all you can be.
Yeah.
Is a top tier driver.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You
just
gotta
have the talent, no matter what.
The world could change around you, but you'll still be a top tier driver because you think like a fucking driver.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
that's a good way to put it.
I think, if you can, yeah. I think that's what it is. I would love to see him do that.
Yeah.
I would be, in fact, if that happens. That would be the crossover driver. Whoever crosses over and goes to NASCAR, I will support that team.
Yeah.
That is the one I will come out for.
Yeah. Man, it's happened before in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart was one of the first people because we read he started out in IndyCar, then came over to NASCAR, and other drivers like Juan Pablo Montoya, Dario Franchitti, a couple others. Danica Patrick tried to come over from open wheel to stock cars.
She was with F1?
No, not F1. IndyCar.
Oh. What is the? I don't see.
That's the Indianapolis 500.
I thought those were these cars.
No. That's Formula One. That's a World Series. That's a different thing.
No, but the open wheel. I thought that was all Formula One.
No. They're not all Formula One. All Formula Ones are open wheel, but not all open wheel are Formula One.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Did I just blow your mind right there?
I'm like, all right, that's a branch of a tree that I see the tree, I just don't know the branches.
Yeah. Somebody explain it to him in the comments.
Don't even waste your time.
Yeah. For this compilation, 2 thumbs up for both the experience and whoever put this compilation together. Condensed it down to 9 minutes so we didn't have to watch the full 45-minute thing.
I can imagine how you would make anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, this is awesome.
Yep.
Comment below some more F1 y'all want us to check out.
Definitely.
Because we're here for it.
Yep.
Formula One has a home on this channel. Y'all know that.
This is on par to everything we do.
Absolutely.
I love it. US, UK, US, this is it.
This was meant to be on the channel.
Yeah.
Until next time, y'all. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell, and sharing with your friends.
Definitely.
Wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
And unplug and go on an adventure.
We'll see y'all next time.
Later.